Yeah, that's 3 to win for OSW's side, so Uyashoda is on the back foot in terms of score, but in terms of like actual play, I would not be surprised if they come back. Uyashoda has definitely been one to straight up download their opponents as the match progresses. Really good
yeah, for sure. This is a marathon, not a sprint. Absolutely. Both players are in this for the long run, and they understand that they have to keep up this energy, keep up this speed, keep up the pressure if they want to convert.
But this is the last round of the night, so they don't really have to worry too much about stamina. They can think a little bit more short-term in OSW's setups. That is a TST Tower C-spin, so that 8-1 is completely mitigated in terms of efficiency. Gonna find the ulti as well. 63 damage. Uyashoda, I think, had an ulti of their own, but would rather just tank, sending 60 over instead.
Yeah, and from chat, OS Wibble is insane right now. Thank you so much, Anameru, for that very helpful commentary on this match. And we do see we do see OSW having to half zone here. And that is going to take away OSW's ability to have that zone transition, as Uyashoda is likely to transition with this zone.
Yeah, this is going to transition, and even though it was 3 quarters, OSW's inefficiency there is going to give Uyashoda a pretty comfortable advantage.
Yeah, OSW having to burst here to get through the zone. Uyashoda has this advantage, has the first advantage for a couple rounds here.
The setups that Uyashoda is going for is truly mind-boggling.
Ridiculous. Like, absolutely ridiculous.
The ult's being set up from OSW to make it to safety. They are going to have some space to do a quarter, but Uyashoda is just compounding that zone advantage, and they have a lot of sustain. Yeah, they're just going to let it rip at half. It's going to be pretty hard for OSW to come back if they're not going to find these high combos.
Yeah, and OSW only has a quarter zone here, finds the half zone right at the end, but that, sees the end of the garbage queue there, is trying to turn that into 3/4, not finding it, going through this zone, is going to mitigate it being able to tank, but still in an unfavorable position compared to Uyashoda, who's been keeping his stack so clean.
Uyashoda has been doing so many T-spin forecasts. I don't remember the last time they've been forced to waste a T, and yeah, as I say that, of course they have to waste another one, but it's just for the sake of preserving their own stack.
Yeah, and Uyashoda with a low zone here, a great zone. That donation is so cool, but that S-miss drop over the well is not cool. Not cool.
But they do still have like 15 lines of sustain, and I would not be surprised if we see more upstacking in order to counter whatever OSW is going to send. And actually, OSW doesn't get to send anything, which is going to give Uyashoda a more and more comfortable advantage. OSW is going to need an insane downstack combo. Uyashoda has actually been spamming half zones. It's not often you see that in a TEC set.
Honestly, I love the half zone mechanics. I think that the zone bonus for the meter charge is overrated, and I love to see Uyashoda, abusing those half zones. Love it, honestly, so much. OSW with the color clear.
They do have a quarter, but it doesn't look like they have the board state to do too much comboing. As I say that, I think they just found a 7.
Yeah,
8,
right, that combo
9, 10 the combo.
Oh, so beautiful. And OSW is like turning this around in their favor.
Yeah, OSW's definitely been one to know how to use those quarter zones, and they see the light of day. They have finally escaped the disadvantage, and they actually have the zone advantage as well at 3/4 up.
To be able to come out of that situation at the advantage against Uyashoda is so ridiculous. They're not an easy thing to do, and the fact that OSW has been able to do that here, like, completely, oh no, the I-miss drop.
Yeah, despite all of that, OSW coming out the swamp water here, Uyashoda gonna have a lot of, it's a very comboable board state, and they're gonna combo all the way up to 12 lines.
Yeah, it's insane how much that one misdrop was able to put a wrench in OSW's plans, but here is this half zone with this side 4 wide here, and I would expect this to do a lot for OSW here. Chooses to take it outside of zone.
Yeah, definitely the better play here. They weren't going to mitigate all of that without another zone, so it might as well get the combo out of zone while it's still very effective.
Yeah, and we do have Uyashoda in the lead again in this match, but we have seen that OSW is able to pull that back. Let's see if he's able to pull that back again. And I would say we're actually rather even right now.
I'd say that too, but OSW doesn't really have as much space as they would like to. But they're still managing to set up everything. That's just like the greed that OSW is known for, and we love to see as spectators.
Oh, for sure. I mean, like, yeah, that's the beauty of watching OSW play this game, is the greed, is the type inputs, is the, you know, just being able to screen watch and read your opponent is such an underrated skill in this. It is so easy to think that this is just like pure plot armor, but as someone who's played the game enough, I know that this is pure screen watching.
Another thing is that a lot of people, especially like in the spectator side, think that, oh wow, this player is really strong on this thing, so it must be a give and take. They must be weak in this other aspect as well. So a lot of people look at OSW speed and go like, okay, surely they don't have good timing as well. But I'd say that OSW has one of the best timing playstyles of all time, because like they really know how to leverage the speed advantage they have over most players.
Oh, for sure.
Is going to find 38 damage to send to OSW, but OSW is not even forced to zone here.
Yeah, OSW accepts this. Uyashoda has the cleaner stack. OSW knows that this is the game plan here to try to accept this in zone, and they're definitely on the back foot here as OSW is zoning, and yeah, this is looking difficult for OSW, but he finds himself back in a great board state to continue this as Uyashoda zones with a lot of garbage on the board.
And they're still going to make it through a decent bit of it, sending 31 and 15, but those misdrops from OSW aren't too good.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate part about playing so fast, is if you misdrop, it sometimes takes a few pieces for you to realize that you've made that mistake, and you can make your board so much worse in that time, but OSW is working through this so well.
The very unconventional T-spin setups from Uyashoda there while OSW is escaping is unfortunately gonna get interrupted by the amount of holes in their stack created by these misdrops, and OSW might have the time that they need, gonna be able to skim down to a TSD.
Yeah, Uyashoda forcing to 9-0 stack this on top of the well, taking a little bit of an efficiency hit as they're trying to just maintain their lead, trying to keep pressuring, but I would argue that Uyashoda's lost their lead at this point in time. We are almost 7 minutes into this round, and we are still at that even point.
Yeah, despite how many risks are being visibly taken, they're doing a very nice job at managing it. Both of these players doing a very nice job at surviving, but OSW's got a pretty nice zone here. They do see the end of their queue, so Uyashoda might be in a scary spot, but they do have a half zone and are in the exact same situation as OSW was just in. But depending on how many lines they're able to find, all the way up to 16, misdrops a TP, so they actually don't find the kill shot that would have been.
Both players doing such a great job at managing their resources, managing their misdrops. OSW with a little bit of a mistake there. Again, an amazing way of managing their misdrop there. It is just so clinical from both these players. Just how little they hesitate when they make that mistake just makes so much of the difference for both of them. That's why we're so far into this round right now.
Uyashoda is going to force himself into 8-1. Looking like they're going to try and transition it over to the other side. Both players looking to be taking a hit to their efficiency in favor of more. Tetris is trying to find that zone. And both players going to reach max at the same time. Nobody in a pacing advantage, but OSW has more sustain. They're just going to try and cascade all of it down. And it's going to put Uyashoda in an unfortunate spot to start this zone. But they do see the light of day.
Yeah, OSW starting this zone with some efficiency. Probably not going to find a super high clear, but that's totally okay for... Oh, wait,
oh my
what?
God.
Wait, those last few lines were an insane find, and now Uyashoda is forced to zone.
But it's not too bad of a situation for Uyashoda there. They do have a very down-stackable board here, not too much intense cheese, but OSW is in LST.
Yeah, OSW finding some great efficiency here, and to be able to just find the few extra lines at the top of that zone makes such a huge difference. Although Uyashoda does handle it very well, sends their own fast zone back, and OSW, yeah, is forced to take this 3/4 zone here. I do expect a lot from this zone from OSW, though.
Yeah, that
doing very well with it so far.
Oh my, the float!
Oh my god, the float! The float at the top is so good. Let's see what Uyashoda has to respond with this.
Uyashoda's finding some nice target mode skims to access more lines, but yeah, OSW's got really low on the board. Uyashoda is able to find some more and more back-to-back. Now's a good time for them to combo. They recognize that they're going to start going down, but OSW has more and more sustain. They're actually going to tank to make sure that Uyashoda can't find the cancels, and is going to be forced to start the zone higher up than they wanted to.
And the tank is so well calculated. The tank is such a great move there, and that is what we have to say about these players watching their opponent. That's what we're saying about OSW, so great at screen watching. This zone is ridiculous, though. Finding that 19 clear is so insane, but Uyashoda sees the end of it, mitigates all of it.
Outback too.
And now we're back at the same part of the board again.
And we're coming up on 10 minutes, and look, it's neutral. We've got a plenty more ahead of us. Remember that this is not even halfway over.
Exactly. And I mean, like, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that we're at this point in this matchup. Like, if you showed me the score, the amount of time we've been in this round, I would have been like, yeah, okay, that's kind of what I expected, which is ridiculous to say with these two players. But I mean, there's a reason why these two names are so big in this scene.
Definitely. Uyashoda even able to fight the intrusive thoughts to take a color clear there in terms of like actual efficiency.
Fighting the intrusive thoughts is honestly, like, not kidding, the hardest part of learning Tetris, of just saying, okay, yes, I can do this setup, but should I do this setup? And these players, you can kind of see those gears turning in their heads, and they're just making such great decisions around that.
And OSW, not the best zone end for them, and Uyashoda is going to be taking very nice advantage, going to almost fully man-made, going to find this TST setup as well, which is going to send some damage over to, oh, never mind, OSW has this set up another...
You say send some damage to OSW, but that's like the hardest thing to do sometimes.
Yeah, I kind of forgot about the part where they can set up a T-spin in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, you just kind of forget that these players have some insane anime plot armor, and OSW just tanked a little bit there to, you know, calculate these moves. These, like, slight, like, sub-second moves are just so calculated. OSW has that misdrop, but turns it into a T-spin, because what else would you do with it?
Yeah, these players were not confined to the same rules, the same limits as the rest of us.
No, and like, literally, they're not playing on the same rules.
Ulti,
hello? And yet that only sends half of Uyashoda's board. Like, what?
But even with this insane combo, OSW has enough sustained pressure right now to where I don't think they're going to need to worry about zoning here.
And this is what we're talking about in terms of the stamina with these players. It just feels so inhuman, but, like, I'm not surprised that these players are able to not even slow down almost 12 minutes into this round. I think 12 minutes is the longest I've ever had in a ranked round total, and, like, I wanted to cry at the end of it. So to be at that point, not even halfway through the set, is, like,
definitely the
longest. How do you even
mentally
mentally handle that?
Good time to mention stamina, because, like, I really haven't noticed a speed drop in any of these players, and I've been, like, actively looking for it.
Like, I'm having a speed drop mentally, and, like, they're not having one physically.
Yeah, their mental bandwidth is truly unmatched at this level of play.
It feels like OSW is on the back foot right now, just kind of...
IRS in a combo down stack.
The combo, like, to be able to turn this around and live at this point, 12 and a half minutes in, is just, like, ridiculous.
But I think Uyashoda sped up. This might be one of the best opportunities for a kill shot they've had all game. They went for the eye spin, recognized it wasn't possible. Unfortunately, not able to spawn the other eye for the ulti.
Yeah, and of course OSW is just able to find the combo down stack to bring this garbage queue down to a reasonable point, because what else would you do in this situation, and turns it back around to a garbage queue on Uyashoda's board.
Yeah, just combo down stack after combo down stack, going straight to efficiency. Kind of just like Deoxys trying to switch these forms at a moment's notice.
And we have a collective 1 million points between the two players. I'm not gonna lie, I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Yeah, what in the world?
Yeah, like, actually, I don't think I've ever seen a collective 1 million points between the two players in my entire time, like, watching and commentating this game. Like, I actually think this is the first ever time I've seen it. I'm not saying this is the first ever time it's happened, but no, this is the first time I've seen it.
Yeah, we weren't kidding. And yeah, this is gonna be another, what I've said a billion times, game-changing interaction. Both players at full zone. Uyashoda finishes first, setting 36, which is actually surprisingly low in this state of the game, and OSW returns with a 46, gonna force Uyashoda to do it in another quarter. But if their stack is this man-made, then they don't have to worry about dying anytime soon. And the side ties could also be game-changing if OSW can't find the efficiency that they're usually looking for.
Yeah, the side ties is going to help Uyashoda survive here. I don't think it's going to turn the tide. It's going to just do the survival, which is what they were looking for with it. OSW not able to find the kill shot within that time, has a combo down stack of his own. Honestly, a great combo there, forces Uyashoda to zone.
Oh my gosh, these donations from Uyashoda, finding T-spin after T-spin. Oh no, the miss drop. See the misplaced the T where the I should be and was ready for the I to go in the T slot, but OSW is looking for the kill shot, sending 44 over. Uyashoda sees its own chunks, but only has a to work with.
That could be the end of this 15-minute round here, but Uyishoda's
They
quarter
see
zone.
the end of the queue. It is not
the
over
end
yet.
of the queue. Seeing the end of the queue is ridiculous because OSW knows that it's just trying to close this out. He's doing everything in his power to close this out, and all of a sudden it's just being sent.
We have made it back to neutral. The only difference here is that OSW has a significant zone lead, but this has happened time and time again, and we don't know how much this is gonna, like, we actually can't guess how impactful any single decision is anymore.
I can't even imagine how their hands are feeling right now. 590,000 points, 15 minutes, like, dude, like what?
The mental capacity to fight.
Like, how have their hands not given out yet is my question.
Yeah, they're just too used to it. They've got the finesse optimized. They know how to keep their hands healthy. I could only imagine intense amounts of a hand stretching after this round finishes, which is not gonna happen anytime soon by the looks of it.
Yeah, no, this is like what? I'm sorry to take a break from reality. Like what? Like that's all I can say at this point.
Oh my gosh, OSW just has 3 eyepieces on the left side. They are going for pure speed here, taking as many risks as possible, trying to sustain this 7-2 stack for as long as possible.
Ooh,
that LP's misdrop is gonna stop. And Uyishoda's still keeping the efficiency, so I would not be surprised if this is a time where they have a kill shot, looking for the double full zone interaction here, but never mind. OSW, as per usual, has the combo down stack.
Yeah, finding the combo down stack there is absolutely ridiculous. The amount of gears that are turning in these players' heads, I'm sure that the average viewer can understand, being like, how are they thinking about these? But like, that's what these players are so good at, is thinking about everything in these situations.
Uyishoda setting up more donations. I think they were thinking about tanking there, but realized they didn't really have any extra pieces to cycle afterwards, so just gonna go ahead and do some canceling.
Right, and I think maybe if you guys could not realize it before, this is why we were so excited to see this matchup. This is why we were just sitting here anticipating this being like, I can't even tell which way this is going, because we're about to hit the 17-minute mark here with no clear advantage.
Please bet your bets in chat. Is this gonna eclipse 20 minutes? Are we gonna see probably one of the first 20 minute matches?
Dude, like a 20-minute connected versus round kills me physically and mentally. A 20-minute zone battle round, like, no, I would just walk away from my computer. Like, I just go across the apartment. I can't do this. And like, we've talked about the mental game. After like, I mean, I'm gonna argue, after like the 8-minute mark, the mental game is non-existent.
Yeah, but there is a reason why these players are up here and we're back here. Yeah, they are used to this kind of mental.
So I will say OSW is at the disadvantage right now. OSW is not in a great spot to start off this zone. It sends a little bit onto Uyishoda's board, but they're able to cancel all of it. Uyishoda is going to recognize this lead and try to close this out.
You know, we like to talk about quarter zones, but both of these players are at 750,000 points. It seems like a race. Who's gonna hit it first?
Oh yeah, for sure. I would love to see a database on like the score, like world record of a match. Like, hello. And
oh, wait.
I mean, that's a lot to work through from OSW, but I mean, if we're talking about players who can.
Board state for OSW, we might actually see the kill shot, depending on how much overcharge they have.
Is that finally the round after 18 goddamn minutes? Like, what?
We're speaking a little too soon.
Oh
my God, please,
please. Can someone end this 18-minute round? Why does he have the quarter zone?
As the half, so they actually ran out of overcharge, and those misdrops looks like it's gonna spell doom.
Yes, I think that this ridiculous round, one of the craziest rounds I've seen in my entire time watching TC, it does look like this is going to go in.
Yeah, OSW is taking this opportunity.
Yeah, OSW is saying, resting his hands right now. That's what he's going for right now.
They sold another piece for more stretches. Oh my god. Oh my god.
19 minutes even on that round. Oh my god!
I also love the amount of GGs we were seeing in the chat, just disassociating that this is actually the halfway point of this round.
Yeah, guys, this is the first.
It ain't GG just yet. We've got at least 3 more left to go. An equal and opposite reaction from 19 minutes to 7 seconds. OSW tops out, and we are tied once again.
Oh my god.